Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Knapik. Every week, we talk with interesting people in a variety of professions for ideas to enhance your success in all aspects of life. Successful Living with Bill Knapik starts right now. Here's Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Successful Living with Bill Knapik. I am Bill Knapik, and today is a Successful Living with Jenna and Bill. But unfortunately, Jenna is not here today, so I will be doing all the hosting chores right here with super fantastic guests right here on the Successful Living Show. I want to point out also you could tune into the show on the YouTube channel because you can not only hear the show, but you can see it as well at the YouTube channel by going to radiobill.net. And why do I say that? For several reasons. Number one, this is a Go Texan weekend, a very special weekend in Houston, Texas. So if you're listening outside of Houston, we have probably the largest rodeo in the world that begins this weekend as trail riders ride into Houston, assemble, and right here at the time of broadcast on Sunday, it is the beginning. So it's super awesome. And we have our Western wear. That's right. All the guests, all three of us have Western wear on right now. Once again, radiobill.net. You could see it all and hear it all. So let's get down to business right now as we welcome. We're going to talk about food, also physical fitness and nutrition, all in one show. We're going to talk to Kim Brown. She is the founder and owner of a place called Belong Kitchen. Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, here we are, and we thank Jenna a thousandfold for bringing you here to tell us about your organization because you're doing some very interesting things. You're providing superfood, but also you're helping people, thus the name Belong. We're going to find out all about it. So let's tell people about your organization.
All right, Belong Kitchen. We're a nonprofit grab and go on the west side of town. We prepare meals that you come grab and take home and prepare in your kitchen and enjoy with your family.
And the concept, the grab-and-go concept, if I think back to food, and I've thought about food a lot during my life because I love food, as most people do. However, I don't know when I first heard the grab-and-go concept, but over 10 years ago, whatever the cutoff line, that wasn't even a concept at one point. But here it's evolved, and I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, probably more important now than ever.
I think so. I think the market was trending that way before COVID, but certainly COVID helped and is for sure it's something that families are interested in and people are interested in right now, and so it serves us well.
Belong Kitchen. You're in Houston, Texas. Let's tell people, first of all, where you're located.
We are at I-10 in Bunker Hill off of Gaylord. We're in a brand new, beautiful strip center next to some of Houston's finest restaurants. We're right near Memorial High School, right in the neighborhood so that we can deal with those customers and students. Part of what we do at Belong is we want to surround our employees with people from the community, and so it was important for us to be located right in the community where we live.
Well, when I think about Houston, and others too, I would think might have this thought. We have spread out. We're growing in every single direction. And I would say that Houston has many centers of the universe. The area of Campbell Road, Memorial, that seems to be such a center of Uptown, yeah, sure. But there's something going on that I-10 area, Bingle, Voss, all that. It's amazing how it's growing, but it's also amazing just all the people I'm meeting lately in that zone and the people that you're serving every day at your restaurant.
Yeah, I feel like our area of town is exploding. Memorial City is growing, and there's just new development, new construction all over the place. And so we searched high and low for the right location, and we're super excited about where we are.
And your organization, Belong Kitchen, is fairly new, right? So let's tell people how you came about the concept and what was your inspiration.
Belong was born out of necessity. My husband and I have 3 daughters, and our middle daughter has intellectual and developmental differences. She was about to graduate from Memorial High School, and we didn't know what was going to happen with her after high school.
In terms of a career path and her livelihood and things like that?
Correct. She's probably not a candidate for college. So we were trying to figure out what sort of vocational training would she get, what would be options for her after graduation. And I started researching that probably her junior year of high school and just understanding that there weren't a lot of options out there. And so I set out to create something for her and for others that are similarly situated. And I just started doing my research, and Belong was born.
There was a seed planted, the necessity, concern for your child and others in the same situation. And maybe even God planted a seed. When we think about why we go one way versus another, we have inspiration in it wherever it comes from. It's amazing.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I believe that God gave me the vision and trusted me with it and surrounded me with the right people every step of the way along our path to become what we are today.
And about a year ago, right?
Yes, we opened in September of 21.
So give us an idea of the trajectory of your success, because you are providing meals, and we'll tell people it's also kind of unique as far as the menu and what you're going to find, when you're going to find it there. But when did you feel like as you started this, and anything that started a business, service, or whatever product, there's no guarantee of success, right?
Oh,
but
for sure.
when did you feel that there was traction that was being made?
Well, I always knew, I think, that it would work. I just needed someone to give me a chance in terms of a location and to get us started. And so once we were looking for our location, we decided we got tired of waiting. It was during COVID. And so we just decided to start out of my home. And I had about 5 or 6 friends of my daughter's that had recently graduated from high school and were without vocation or occupation. And so we just started cooking in my home. We would post the menu on Sunday nights on Instagram, and we would sell out in sometimes, 20, 30 minutes. And so we knew
30 minutes.
We knew how many orders that we were going to make. And we would cook on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then whoever ordered the meal would come pick it up from us. We had a couple of distribution houses where people could pick their meal up. And so it really gave us an opportunity to test recipes, to see what customers were interested in, to sort of go through the process of how do we mass produce different meals. And it started to take off. And during the same time, we were looking for a lease. And we were fortunate to get the last spot at the Village Towers there at I-10 in Bunker Hill, and really just needed someone, a landlord, to give me a chance, which is quite unusual if you think about it. I have no track record in the restaurant business. I'm not a proven thing. But what I think is easy to understand about Belong Kitchen is the need for it in our community. I think that the landlord recognized that and thought that it would be good for the neighborhood. And it's certainly something that is easy to get behind. It's easy to support, whether you are a customer and come in and grab a meal. It's easy to be a volunteer, to come into the kitchen and help support our employees. And so our community has really wrapped their arms around us, has been what I think has helped us take off.
So let's take part on the grab and go concept. Let's take the grab part. So
okay.
That means someone could drop in, a family, an individual,
yes,
and grab a dinner and take it home. And we'll tell people the hours first of all, and then the hours that we can go over there. When you open?
Yep. So we're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 6. Friday, 8 to 5, and then Saturdays, 8 to noon. On Friday and Saturday mornings, we're making breakfast tacos and homemade cinnamon rolls. So sometimes the whole family comes in on Saturday morning. We've got a great coffee program from Cat's Coffee. Our menu comes out every Sunday night for the week, and you choose your favorite meal.
So we can look online to see what's going to be happening.
BelongKitchenHTX.org, or you can follow us on Instagram at BelongKitchenHTX, or on Facebook. You can go to our website and see the menu. You can sign up on the website for our newsletter, which comes out every Sunday. And so we make one meal a day, whether it's beef enchiladas, chicken pot pie, King Ranch chicken, lasagna. You choose your favorite meal of the week, and you come pick it up out of our display case, take it home, put it in your oven for the family to enjoy.
Those entrees sound tremendous. So just to pick the right entrees, I think, is part of the
fun.
Part of the fun and the challenge. But you picked some great ones. Kitchen, are you north or south of I-10?
We're south of I-10.
South of I-10. Okay. So The concept is I walk in during the business hours and I say, I want the entree. And I like that your pricing. Let's tell people about the pricing. It's kind of a set pricing, right?
So all the meals are the same price. All the meals feed 4 to 6 individuals, and they're $50. We also have an option for side salads or garlic bread. We've got rolls. We always have dessert, a family dessert or a single cookie or brownie. And then we've also got a freezer section, which will include some of our most popular meals, a variety of the different meals that we offer. We've got breakfast casseroles. We've got cookie dough, lots of different options.
Well, going back to the meal that's $50 and serving 4 to 6 people, right away, that is a tremendous value. And as I saw the pictures on your website, they look fantastic.
Well, thank you. We think it's a good value. We're using quality products, and we don't use preservatives. We're not trying to keep anything fresh on the shelf. So we're using good quality ingredients. It's healthy portions, and we think you'll be pleased with what you get.
And to me, the other thing, even if it's certainly a family, as you're saying, 4 to 6 people, but even if it's 2 people, a couple, you could have dinner one night, save it, and then have it a night later or the next night. So that $50 from a value standpoint, other than the super flavors that we're going to have with each meal, that's a great deal, I think.
Correct. A couple could get 2 meals out of it. We do have a demand for smaller portions, and we're starting to look at the menus each week and see which meals lend themselves to a half portion. And so each week we will announce with the menu which of our meals we'll be offering in half portions.
So I'm going to guess the half portion price is
$27.50.
$27.50. Okay. So, and along the way, again, a year from now, you may be doing some different things than you are now as you're growing and expanding and learning, getting the feedback as any business would as you're serving your clientele.
Correct. And we've grown so much and we've become so much more efficient since we opened that now we're able to provide catering options for businesses and people that are having different meetings or get-togethers. We can provide breakfast tacos for those or lunch boxes, lunch salads. We can provide large portions of our meals, either heated or for you to reheat for an event. And you can either pick those up or you can have those delivered. So you can go to the website and choose whether you want to pick up or whether you want to have it delivered, and we'd be happy to set you up for your next event.
Well, a lot of planning and thinking goes into all the elements of the menu. Certainly, we have the entrees. That's kind of simple. Let's take the $50 where we have serving 4 to 6 people, but then you're saying salads and desserts. That's a lot of pieces there. How do you determine, other than the main entrees, how do you determine the dessert and other accessories, we'll say, that come with it?
So we've got some fan favorites. We've typically got a chocolate Texas sheet cake that we'll offer. In the summer, we've got a key lime pie. As I mentioned, we've got homemade cinnamon rolls on Fridays and Saturdays. And we're just kind of rotating different pies and different cakes. We did a red velvet cake for the month of February for Valentine's Day. So we're not lacking for sweets, that's for sure.
I'm curious about the cinnamon rolls. How big are the rolls, and how do you sell them, and how many at a time?
So we're actually tweaking our cinnamon roll recipe. They come in a 9x9 square pan, and there's about 9 rolls per pan with icing. And those are fresh on Friday and Saturdays. And then we'll also have those in our freezer section where you can take them home and then defrost and enjoy at a later date.
How does anyone not love a cinnamon roll?
Oh, my gosh. It's tempting every week when we're making them.
Because, in fact, I remember going back many years before we've heard about supply issues here in the last 4 years or so. But I'm going back maybe 15 years talking to someone that was buying cinnamon. And even then, there was a whole thing to the types of cinnamon, the quality of the cinnamon, and I believe, again, going back 15 years or so, that cinnamon was kind of expensive then.
If you add enough butter and enough sugar, I think you'll be in good shape.
All right, so let's see. Maybe we've sold a couple pans of
Maybe.
cinnamon just on this note.
Maybe
If you hear the show, go in when you're buying that cinnamon roll, say, I heard about these cinnamon rolls on the show. So that would be great, too.
Yeah.
So, again, superfood. You go in, you pick out what you want, you get online, you get an idea what the menu's going to be. Tell us again some of those entrees.
Some of our most popular things are chicken enchiladas verde. We've got a King Ranch casserole. We rotate enchiladas every Thursday. So Thursday is enchilada day. We've got chicken, beef, shrimp, carnitas. We've got a great lasagna. We have stuffed pasta shells. We've got a chicken and spinach cannelloni. And we've got a new program that we started, which is a guest chef program, where each month we feature a chef from Houston that comes in and teaches our employees how to make a dish that we will then reproduce during that month. And so we've had a lot of fun with this. Our customers are excited about it, and our employees really enjoy getting to learn from a genuine chef. I'm certainly not a chef. I'm not trained as a chef, but they're getting to learn from some of Houston's best. We had Kate McLean from Tony's come in and make a dish for us. Aaron Bluedorn has been in. Alex Brennan helped us make jambalaya, and that was a real crowd favorite. So that's something that's exciting for the employees, and then we hope it's also good for the customers, just mixing it up a little bit and offering different things.
So you're going to continue that through the year, this program. That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of different variety of recipes, variety of different types of food, and certainly bringing in some expertise and some fun flavors.
And I'm thinking about shows on Netflix and others where people love to see these chefs in action.
Yeah.
To hear how they do it, their creativity, the ingredients, and even the flair in which they put the dishes together.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, like I said, for the employees. It's a fun couple of hours having a real chef in the kitchen and just learning and tasting. We always taste the dish, and then we photograph that so that our customers can see for the upcoming month.
We're talking with Kim Brown, Belong Kitchen. Kim, let's tell them the website again.
It's belongkitchenhtx.org. It's belongkitchenhtx.org.
Also, let's tell people about the people that are working there. You talked about the inception, how it started.
Mm-hmm. So right now we have about 30 employees. Part of the concept or part of the idea behind Belong is that these young adults that have graduated from high school certainly need to be contributing to society. They have things to offer. They have talent and want to be out participating in society. And we haven't done a very good job of that post high school. And so what we're trying to do is give those young adults the dignity and the respect that comes with earning a paycheck. There are different models out there for some of these young adults, but we believe that it's important that they be paid a fair wage. So all of our employees are paid employees, but they're supported in the kitchen by volunteers from within the community. So we have about 30 employees ranging in age from around 18 or 19. We have a couple that are seniors in high school, but everyone else has graduated from high school and works maybe 1 or 2 shifts a week up to 5 or 6 shifts a week. And they range in age from 18 or 19 to our oldest employee, I think, is 48. So there's a huge population there that needs employment, that needs something to do. And so what we do is we bring them in and we make sure that they are serve safe trained to be a food handler, to make sure that they're safe for commercial kitchen work. And we work with them and sort of job carve to see, is this person better with a mixer and with baking, or does this person like to grill the chicken? And my daughter, for instance, loves washing dishes, and so we need that too. And so we're able to find a spot for them in the kitchen. And then our volunteer program, we have about 75 volunteers from the community that rotate shifts throughout the week and help support the employees in the kitchen.
I think I'd want to sign up on the grilling activities, by the way, just in case.
Yeah.
If you run short one day, just give me a call.
Okay.
I'll be over there and attend to the grill. I think that would be fun. Just a side note, the grill, you get the sizzle, you get all kinds of maybe more sights and sounds with the grill. Just saying.
It is a lot of fun. And some of our male employees, really like that and really take pride in grilling the chicken and being part of that.
So also, as you mentioned the word community several times, and we'll remind people, you are, as far as the community, right there around Campbell Road, I-10, here in Houston, Texas. And those listening outside of Houston, that's pretty much the west side of the city and a very dynamic part of our Houston universe. There's no question about it. It's vibrant, all kinds of things going on there. However, as you are there, and there's plenty of potential customers, people that you're serving right now, existing customers, you ever have someone maybe from the Woodlands say, hey, I'm going to come down there to Belong Kitchen, because you don't have a location there, at least yet, or other parts of Houston. Is that correct?
That's correct. And yes, we do have people from the Woodlands. I have people call from Fort Worth. Someone called from Kansas. And
Wow.
there's a lot of interest, I think, in this concept because there's such a need for it. And as a parent of a young adult that needs something like this, I just know that, it strikes a chord with those families that have children that need something to do after high school. And so we're really excited about the feedback that we've gotten and the response. And yes, the overall plan is to one day have several locations. And we think that there would certainly be enough employees for a Belong in every neighborhood.
I'm excited for you, and excited that you've had success in really short order, and I guess we could call it challenging times, but more so than I think even challenging this last year for any business. They're certainly uncertain. We don't know what is going to be right around the corner because it has been a very interesting couple years. So, Kim, we have about, a minute and a half or 2 minutes before we close this segment. What else do you want people to know about Belong Kitchen? And let's tell them the website again.
belongkitchenhtx.org. And I think what I want people to know is, we created this for the employees and to provide employment and to fill a need. But it's a really special place. I think that our volunteers would tell you the same thing. I think I underestimated the impact that it would have on the volunteers and the community. For sure, it is life-changing for the employees. It gives them a place to go every day. They have a uniform, they have a schedule, they receive a paycheck. And so the dignity that comes with that, I think, is huge. I think the impact that it has had on our volunteers and just on our community, our customers as a whole, has been huge. And we're so grateful for that and so grateful for that support. We depend on the community and the customers to come in and grab dinner. So we're excited about what we've done so far, and we want y'all to come in. And I think you'll be changed when you see the employees behind the counter in the kitchen, the pride that they have making the meals, and the satisfaction that they have knowing that you're coming in to buy dinner from them is a big deal.
Belong Kitchen, htx.org. Kim Brown. Kim, I'm still thinking about those cinnamon rolls, but people can get it. That's right. Belong Kitchen, htx.org. They can go there. And also, let's tell people again the address.
9655 Katy Freeway, Suite 3105. We're at I-10 and Bunker Hill.
And thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
At P&R Creative, your story is our motivation. We want to tell your story in a way that resonates with your target market, whether that be your employees, your investors, potential customers, or a global television and film audience. Reach out to us through our website, prcreativegroup.com. That's prcreativegroup.com, or call us at 832-553-6208. 832-553-6208. Reach out to us. As we continue now, it's time to think about fitness, physical fitness, nutrition, so many things, and we have an expert on the show right here. Her name is Ember Strand, personal trainer, and so much more. Ember, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, here you are, and when we talk about just that area of town, we already talked about. You're in the zone 2, the center of the Houston universe, which is the west side of town, just a little bit outside the 610 loop, Campbell Road, but you're serving people in a tremendous way all over the place. Let's tell people what you do.
Okay, so I'm a personal trainer and Pilates instructor. And I actually either go to people's homes and train them, or they come into my studio, or I also do it virtually.
First of all, as far as making an investment in life, we think about it, and as even myself, as I get older, it's like I'm in pretty good shape. I feel good. But then again, I know with each year, there's like something comes out of the blue, like, wait a minute.
Where'd that come from?
I guess I must be getting old. And as we think about that, it makes us think, not just when we get older, but even early on in our teens and physical fitness is so important. It affects everything, our body, our minds. So tell us about how you even got into this profession.
So I've been an athlete since I can remember, probably 4 years old. I played college ball.
Now, what kind of college ball?
Baseball? Intramurals.
Okay, yeah.
No. I played softball,
Yeah.
and I'm also a national handball champion.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
So just my love for sports kind of drove me into studying sports and fitness. And I originally wanted to be a coach and a teacher, but life just told me otherwise. So I eventually started working at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado. And from there, moved to Malibu, California, and started running the fitness programs and outdoor programs at Pepperdine. And then I moved back to Texas and started working at the Houstonian, where I became a personal trainer and Pilates instructor.
First of all, you've mentioned two places that I don't think I would leave.
Yeah.
Number one, where in Colorado again?
Colorado Springs.
I was there many years ago, and I enjoyed Colorado, the mountains, all that, the weather. I like
beautiful.
cool weather, so you enjoyed that. How long were you there?
About a year. Not too long.
But then here comes Malibu. Surfboard, sunshine.
Yes.
It's really, again, you have mountainous terrain out there a little bit, especially if you go further south in California, the Laguna Beach area and that sort of thing. But tell us about Malibu.
It was great. I joke and tell people I moved from paradise to here. It's hot and sweaty. But you can't compare the people here in Texas, and that's my true passion. And so it was just time to come back home. But Malibu was great. I worked at Pepperdine, and it's a Christian university. So I got a lot of personal development there, made a lot of good connections and relationships. I worked with students. I had about 45 total student employees that were underneath me, and kind of just got to develop them and be an influential part of their journey.
So how long were you in Malibu?
Almost 3 years.
You do any surfing there?
No, the water's too cold.
Well, that's why they wear wetsuits.
I know, but man.
Like I used to go out to Laguna Beach. I don't know if you've been there, Laguna Beach. South of Laguna Beach, there's a little town called Dana Point. And every now and then, years ago, there's a Ritz. To me, there's no bad Ritz-Carlton. They're all beautiful.
Yes.
However, the flagship out of the maybe 10 I've been to is the Ritz-Carlton Laguna Niguel. And let me tell you, as we paint a picture of that Southern California, the surfboards, beautiful scenery, that particular Ritz is on, and I'm addressing the coldness, but one of the things there, any time of the year, the weather's really nice, but the water's always cold.
Sure.
So you take January, there at that Ritz-Carlton, Salt Creek Beach, the surfers are so passionate about surfing. They're out there at 5:30 in the morning on January, but they're wearing a wetsuit. I've never surfed, so I guess it keeps them warm.
I hope. I don't know.
But
I'll
it's
leave
cool.
it to them.
It's cool to watch
It
the surfers.
is very cool. It's really
love
cool.
That.
Yeah.
So there you are. You're in Malibu. And by the way, you probably saw a lot of celebrities out there.
I did, yes.
Did you ever see Bob Dylan? Because he has a home, a kind of a home in some kind of a, I forget the geographic term, a promontory, which is kind of sort of like a peninsula, but he has an area, Malibu. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm a big
It
Bob
kind
Dylan
of juts
fan.
out.
That
Yeah.
juts out or something.
Yeah.
Did you
I'm
ever
sure
meet
I
Bob
saw
Dylan?
it from, the beach or something.
Did you ever meet Bob Dylan?
I did not meet Bob
Man, I
Dylan,
would love to
no.
meet him.
Yeah, but I did. I babysat Pamela Anderson's sons.
How about that?
Yeah.
Was that home on the beach?
Wait. Oh, well, she had several.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because I like those homes that are on the beach there in Malibu.
Oh,
it
they're
just seems
gorgeous.
relaxed.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, as much as I like the Atlantic Ocean, but something about that Pacific Ocean is a little extra
is.
special, especially from the perspective of either Laguna Beach, Malibu. Okay, welcome to the California edition of Successful Living. But meanwhile, back here in wonderful, beautiful Houston, humid
Sure.
Texas. Let me tell you this. I agree with you. Houston is hot and humid. However, as far as making and crafting a life and meeting interesting, fun people, I've been here in Houston a long time. There's no place like it.
There's really not. I love it. I never thought I would live in Houston. I grew up in West Texas, so I'm a small town country girl. And living in the city kind of can seem intimidating, but it's actually a town for me. I mean, everywhere I go, I know someone, I see someone, people are friendly, and I wouldn't trade it.
Well, and right now, you can't argue with, we're not going to get political. I will say this, though, People leave in California in droves. They're having a lot of problems. We're mentioning the highlights, but there's tons of problems. It's too expensive, and it's out of control from a tax standpoint and so many other places, so many other categories that they're moving here to Houston, Texas in droves, not just from California, but other places. So something's going on here in Houston. A lot of economic opportunities. And by the way, as these people move into town, Ember, Strand, they're also candidates for your physical fitness regimes that you're going to you customize to everybody individually.
Yeah.
So there you are. After you leave California, you could still stay fit by calling Ember Strand.
I know. It's so fun.
Let's tell us a little bit more about how you help people, because I'm guessing anybody that might call you or that you're serving right now to be in top physical shape are all different. You might have someone that's got a couple extra pounds.
Absolutely.
Maybe you have someone super thin. Different ages. Tell us how you approach each individual to make sure that they get the most from your services.
My philosophy and the method and the way I approach it is I believe everybody's body is different.
No doubt.
And as we train, I get to know who you are, your lifestyle, the way your body moves, the way it functions, and I customize and tailor a program that's fit just for you. The oldest client that I have is probably, I think she's 97.
What?
And my youngest is 12. Yes, it's so fun. And so we work on everything. Like, for example, my 12-year-old, we do a lot of basketball drills. She's trying to make the 8th grade or the 7th grade basketball team. So we do a lot of agility.
And he's how old? He's 12.
She is 12.
She's 12. Okay.
I think that's 7th grade, right? Yeah. I don't know. And we do a lot of agility, a lot of core training, a lot of coordination, and very sport specific. And I'm a sport fanatic. So
well, let's explain that. Many people think they know what core training is, but let's, from an expert, let's tell people, what is core training? Is that the top of our body in the center, or what?
Well,
what
so you have these major muscle groups. Obviously, your spine is kind of.
We hope we have the muscle groups.
Exactly.
And some of us want definition. That's another thing. Okay, good.
So the spine makes up who you are, and it's all of those major muscles that are around it. So it's not just your abdominals, but it's also your glutes. It's also your abductors.
What's the abductor? The side of the abdomen?
No. They're on your hips.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's those large major muscle groups that are supporting the spine.
Spine's important.
Very.
How do we keep the spine in shape? By doing exercises to build the muscle around it?
Absolutely. Okay. Of course. So there's been this craze within the last 15 years of Pilates. It originally started, there was a guy that was in a really bad accident, and the doctor told him, "You will never walk again." And he said, "I'm going to prove you wrong." And so he created Pilates and actually rehabbed himself back to health.
Let's define Pilates. That's another thing. People think they know what it is.
Of Pilates.
But where did the name even come from? What's a Pilates?
Joseph Pilates.
So it's the guy that did it.
It is. And he took the
Man, that
French...
took off, didn't it?
It did. He took the French ballet, anyone that was injured, and basically started training and rehabbing them, and then it just kind of spreaded like wildfire.
Sure did.
And, as an athlete, I'm so used to muscling through everything and powering through. And when I was Pilates trained, that's a whole new beast. And I was sweating my butt off just doing a simple movement. And my teacher was like, why can't you do this? I'm like, I don't know. So it's challenging.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, but I'm guessing the Pilates, is that going to work muscles that may not normally get worked?
Yes.
Because I don't know how many muscles the body has, but
there's a lot. But I like to think of Pilates as obviously it's a good stretch. It works all of your core muscles. But with my certain clientele within the last 10 years, I love it because it gives you a modality and it puts your body into positions that it wouldn't be able to get to on its own, and therefore strengthening you in those ranges of motion. Does that make sense?
Sure. As I age, and I think others too, we look at people that are way older than us that are in good shape. I know I do that. So, for example, I think a great example is Mick Jagger. I don't know how old Mick Jagger is, but he's way older than me. But this guy's he's in shape.
Yes.
And I forget the exact title, but if you go to YouTube and put in Mick Jagger's workout, many of you can do that right now after you listen to the show. But when you do that, he does so many things: ballet, Pilates, cardio.
Absolutely.
stretching, yoga, and I think something else even. But he even incorporates ballet for the muscle, the balance.
Absolutely.
And you see him on stage here at this in the 70s. It's very encouraging to see people that are in the age of the 70s, 80s, that are in great shape.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, I think
Doesn't happen by accident, though. We have to work at it.
you do have to work at it, but make no mistake, you don't have to go in there and kill yourself.
That's
and
the beauty.
I think that's what people get intimidated by.
I think that's also gives people the excuse to say, I'm not going to do that. Because even myself, I'm not in super shape as I can be. However, the shape that I'm in now, it's because I've done a little bit each day.
Absolutely.
And what do I mean by each day? Each day. I don't do heroic stuff. Now, maybe knowing you now, I might be inspired, and I know I will be.
No.
But I've done a little bit each day, walking, stretching, and things like that. And,
Yeah, one of my clients came in the other day, and he's like, man, I'm so sore. And I was like, well, we haven't worked out in about 2 or 3 days. What's going on? And he was like, well, I tried to go into the gym and get skinny in one day. And he goes, and I almost killed myself.
You could hurt yourself if you do that.
It's true. But, I mean, it goes to your point in saying if you just do a little bit every day, you'll come a long way.
And along the way, here's the thing I found out for myself, and I think everyone else. If you do some kind of physical exercise, in your case, you might be helping someone with several exercises and a program, but the days you don't do it, it also affects the mind.
Absolutely.
Because exercise will take stress. I would venture to say it would reduce depression for those that are prone to that. But if you miss it, I know the few days where I've been sick or something and I didn't do my exercise walk, I'm like, something's missing.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's a proven fact that exercise can reduce cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone. It increases endorphins. It boosts your metabolism. It increases your energy. Like if you do it first thing in the morning,
there you go.
I have noticed that by 3 o'clock, I get that extra boost. Then I would normally be lagging. There's too many benefits to it to not do it.
So someone's listening right now and they say, I think I need to call Ember Strand. And they can do it. By the way, how do people reach you, Ember?
On my website, it's emberstrand.com.
Strand.
Correct.
Ember, not Amber. Ember, Ember, right?
Yes.
Emberstrand.com. So someone calls you up and they say, Ember, where do I begin? I'd like to enlist your services. And again, you can go to the person's place.
Yes.
Or they can come to your studio.
Yes.
Do you do a virtual thing as well?
I do,
Okay,
yes.
so there's 3 different categories.
Yes.
How do you begin? Do you talk to them on the phone first and then show up, or do you meet them and say, okay, here's the kind of program and let's do this?
Yes. So initially, I have an initial phone call, and I like to put a voice, to an email, and I kind of get to know what they have available at their house, kind of what their lifestyle is. I get to know them just as a person, if they have a job, what that looks like, what their current nutrition looks like. So then after that, I kind of figure out their schedule, and then we see what days they're available and how many days they want to come. And I just basically build a customized package for them.
So also, let's talk a little bit about how do you determine cost? Because sometimes we look for every reason not to do something, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's too hard. It's raining. Okay, well, get an umbrella and go out there walking. Big deal, right? But we look for every opportunity. Oh, it's too much money. Oh, I have to join a gym.
There's always a way around it,
But
and
you determine a package for
yeah,
them,
we
right?
determine a package, and that's depending on how many times a week you want to do it, if you want the meal plan included and things like that. But, talking about ways around things, I often ask people, and it's kind of a rhetorical question, but, what's your mortgage? And if you're willing to spend thousands of dollars a month on the home that you live in, like, why wouldn't you be willing to spend money on your body? It was where you live every day,
Exactly. And all it takes is one health scare to realize. And I guess you don't even need that. We're just logical. You see that all of a sudden you could be in an accident or break your arm or fall down or something like that. And you realize that we take for granted our health and our normalcy.
Absolutely.
Sometimes just being normal is like,
Yeah.
if you've had an accident and you hurt yourself, I just want to be normal again. Right? Whatever normal is.
Yeah,
There's no such thing. But just saying, we don't want to regress in our health. And as we get older, Or if we let's take someone that's in their, you probably have people in their 20s that are working out with you, right? So in their 20s, they want to maintain, and I'm guessing they might say, hey, Ember, I want to work on my arms.
Sure.
Or there's, maybe a vanity part where we want to just look better. And by the way, if
we all do.
We all want to look the best we can,
Yeah.
right? And when we're physically fit, we have a certain glow.
Absolutely.
Tune into the YouTube channel. As I said, we all have a certain glow right here, right now. So check us out. Again, radiobill.net. Easy to remember, radiobill.net. And we have the Western wear, right?
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
That's the extra bonus of this show today. So let's tell people, you mentioned nutrition. So you have, in all your world of experience, physical fitness, you can help someone get in better physical shape. What about nutrition, though?
So I do nutrition coaching, and I can supply a meal plan to meet whatever goals you're looking for, whether that's weight loss. Sometimes a lot of people will come in and they've got hormonal imbalances. Nutrition can help with that. Some of my clients have Parkinson's, and we found that adjusting some things has helped. Rheumatoid arthritis, eliminating some citruses. So there's just some little tweaks that we can do if you don't want to commit to a full, fledged plan.
What about hydration?
Oh,
Okay, I've heard this was, I think even Jerry Seinfeld, he didn't have it in one of the shows, but he in his stand-up thing, he talked about hydration like, hey, everybody's talking about hydration. If you're thirsty, you drink. How can we not, unless we're on a desert and lacking water, how can we not be hydrated with the tons of water that are at our fingertips? How can we lose hydration, and how do we stay hydrated? Why is that a thing?
I think people they just don't think about it, and they wait until they're thirsty to have a drink, and that's not actually when you should be drinking. And
when should you drink then?
the old rule of thumb is it's half of your body weight in ounces. Now, for some, that can be a lot.
Half of your body weight in ounces. Okay.
And
Someone's 150 pounds. That's 75 ounces.
At least. And it seems like a
A
lot.
day?
Yes, it's
Wait
a
a
lot.
minute. That's a lot.
It's a lot of
75
water.
ounces.
But
That's half a case of water.
it's a lot of water, and so we don't get enough. And I often think that we're thirsty and we're not hungry, and so we eat.
That's not
And
that
then we
much.
gain
That's
weight.
4, almost 5 Ozarka
It's not a
bottles,
whole
60
lot,
ounce. Yeah.
but compared to what people normally drink,
So that's important, though, hydration, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it helps everything. Your joints, your skin, your hair, your eyes, your nails, your brain.
Brain's important,
It's very important.
and it responds to hydration.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about, there's also these places there where lately I've seen where you can get like drips and
the
things
drips.
like that.
Yeah,
what
I've had
happens
some
there?
before. Oh, man.
They said, because I went to get one and that was the thing. Oh, well, this is going to be the greatest, like a great hydration experience for you. I'm like, I didn't know I was thirsty, but yeah, right?
Well, I mean, they're probably using hydration in a very broad term.
But then again, if you have a medical situation, I've heard where someone goes into an emergency where they're like, oh, they're seriously dehydrated. How'd they get that way? But whatever, then they give them a drip right there in the hospital.
Sure. So I've been
Of some type.
dehydrated before. But didn't know it. But I was, 14 and in the middle of West Texas playing in 102-degree weather 3 games in a row. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sick all of a sudden. And I was dehydrated. But
Right.
back then, they gave you Coca-Cola syrup and saltine crackers and said, get back out there.
Did it work?
Actually, it did. And I don't
know.
know if it's because I took a break from the heat or what. But
Show disclaimer, we're not
yeah,
giving
don't
any
try
medical
that.
advice.
Don't try that.
And we're not sponsored by
But they
Coke
do.
either,
They give you an IV fluid, and yeah, it actually does help.
That's amazing.
So.
So give us an idea. What else do you want people to know about what you're doing? You're there to help here in Houston. How big an area do you cover? Because you can only go so far, but how does it work?
Well, so it's funny you asked me because I've been contemplating, do I expand and how do I do that? And part of it is, I can only be so many places at
course.
once. And would it be
After this show today, I mean, that's
yeah.
just-
But so I thought about there are some really great trainers out there. And not
do you
only
have a network where you can refer to?
I have a huge network. And so basically I want to expand my team, expand my reach. And so if I can't get to you, then someone that I have vetted, someone that I know is
like-minded.
Absolutely.
The same program.
That is certified, that's qualified, has the people skills to deal with, then
That costs extra.
It does. Yeah, it's an important thing.
It is.
So to expand that reach, that can adapt and adopt my philosophy. So like, for example, if you live, past Kingwood or in Galveston, then I would have
to get up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have your network there that you can help.
Absolutely.
We want to tell people here with the next minute or two about what you're doing. Ember Strand, personal trainer, helping people build their bodies, also with some nutrition along the way. You can guide people there as well.
Absolutely. So what I do is I'm in the service industry, and I am here to figure out what works for you and your lifestyle. And I'm here to give you that extra push and to hold you accountable. And it's obtainable. Whatever you want, you can do.
See, I've never had a personal trainer, but I'm thinking that the benefit is right there.
Mm-hmm.
You're there.
Mm-hmm.
You encourage accountability, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
The value of that is incredible. And quite frankly, we look at many people that are successful in life. They have people helping them in this very important category of life. Once again, the website, Ember, is
emberstrand.com. emberstrand.com.
Ember Strand. That's easy to remember.
It is, yes.
So you could be driving out there, emberstrand.com. And we won't mention names, but I will tell people that you are serving some of the most interesting people that are very successful right here in Houston in all walks of life in an incredible way every week, right?
Absolutely.
And the website again is
emberstrand.com.
And it's our Go Texan edition, right, Ember?
Yes, sir.
Here, tune in. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much.
At P&R Creative, your story is our motivation. We want to tell your story in a way that resonates with your target market, whether that be your employees, your investors, potential customers, or a global television and film audience. Reach out to us through our website, prcreativegroup.com. That's prcreativegroup.com, or call us at 832-553-6208. 832-553-6208. Reach out to us. Well, here we are, getting ready to land the plane and end the show, but we still have a few minutes left, and we brought everybody back. All two of our super guests, Kim Brown, Belong Kitchen. Her website is belongkitchenhtx.org. Welcome back, Kim.
Thank you.
And also, here she is, Ember Strand. So we're going to finish off the show. First of all, Kim, what else should we know about Belong Kitchen? What did we forget to talk about early on and or remind people about what you're doing over there at Belong Kitchen right here on the west side of town, I-10, and about Campbell Road, right?
I think if you want to get involved with Belong, go to our website. If you have extra time that you want to volunteer, sign up. We have a tab on our website for that. We are a nonprofit. If you'd like to donate, you can do that on the website. And you can sign up for the newsletter, which comes out on Sunday evenings, so you know the menu for the week. So I would encourage listeners to sign up for that. Choose a favorite meal that sounds good and come see us next week.
Now, do people have any input into the menu? Like, can we vote on, okay, hey, Kim, more lasagna? Or how does that work? Or you just go by what's popular?
Absolutely. We take into consideration comments that we get from customers, and we've sent out a survey that asks people kind of what they're interested in. Are they interested in whether or not the kids will eat it? Is it too spicy? Are they watching carbs? We have a few things that are gluten-free. So we're trying to adapt and invent new recipes.
And that's a good point. What are kids interested in besides hamburgers? I mean, I don't even know if they're interested in that, but what's popular for children, by the way?
Well, for kids, we always have our homemade chicken tenders in the freezer section. It's a pretzel spice blend that's really good, and we have a great hot honey dipping sauce with macaroni and cheese. So that's a child favorite. We've got a great pizza bake. And then we do have requests for vegetarian. We've got a spinach and mushroom enchilada that we did that was a hit. And we get a lot of requests for gluten-free, and so you'll see that noted on the menu each week if it's gluten-free or gluten-friendly.
So I think it's interesting. Here we are. We're talking about food, also by helping people in terms of Belong at Belong Kitchen, and here's Ember Strand, so we can work off the calories. Also, we can get some guidance from Ember about the nutrition, right, Ember?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So one of the things about what you're doing, too, we want to tell people, in addition, along the way, I think the successful life, my opinion, is to do several things in life. And one of them, I do a couple different things, but also I'm involved in music. But what you do, you're doing a little acting. Let's give people a little word about some of the acting that you're doing here in the Houston area. Believe it or not, this is not Hollywood, but you found a way to get some acting.
I mean,
there.
it may be. They are moving here,
That's right. They're moving here.
Yeah, no, I think
Better
the state's
tax.
starting to give tax incentives for production and stuff like that. So
No
it's
doubt
actually
about it,
good. Yeah. So in April, I have a first release. It's called Mission from Outer Space.
I can't wait.
I know it's going to be so fun. And it's a family-friendly movie. And then I'm also involved in three
Mission
others.
from outer space.
And it is about a 4-year-old girl who is a special secret agent.
And what part do you play?
So I actually play 2 roles in this movie. So I play a secret agent to Lee Majors. He plays Colonel Steve Austin, and I am his right-hand woman. And then I also play another character who is the mayor's daughter. And if you ever watched Days of Our Lives, there was a guy on there named Deke Anderson, and he is actually playing the mayor. So I am his daughter in the film.
Sounds like fun.
It's so
Are you
much
having fun?
I have a blast doing
The
it.
biggest thing is when I see actors, I always thought I could be an actor, but I don't think I can.
Why?
Remembering the lines seems like a real challenge.
It is difficult, but it's kind of like learning to dance. When you first start learning to dance, you can't remember the 8 counts, but then the more you start doing it, I think your brain develops these neurological pathways that help.
How many lines do you have to know in advance, like for a scene?
It's tough. They could give them to you a week in advance, and you have the week to learn, or sometimes it is that day. And it's stressful.
But there you go. It's going to be fun.
It's so great.
People will watch the movie, and in fact, we'll have you back on the show. You're going to be a show partner coming up here, so there's going to be more from Ember Strand. In the meantime, how about that acting, huh? We could do. Have you ever acted, Kim?
I certainly have not. I'm a big Days of Our Lives fan, though.
So great.
I'll be tuning in to
Days
see
of
what
Our
Ember's up
Lives.
to.
I going way back. My ex-wife and I'm going way back. Used to watch All My Children. Believe it or not, that was the thing we did together. You ever see that, Kim?
I didn't watch
With
that
Susan
one.
Lucci, you remember her?
Oh, yes,
she was tremendous. She's still around too.
Oh, is she really?
So one more time, let's tell the website of Belong Kitchen as we close the show. Kim Brown.
BelongKitchenHTX.org.
Ember Strand, your website is?
Emberstrand.com.
And by the way, how do you feel about the push-up? Is there one all-round exercise? If there was, what you like the push-up?
One all around. You're so limiting.
But the push-up's
Well,
good,
what about a
isn't it?
squat?
All right, the squat.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't like the push-up.
I like the push-up, but I like the squat too.
All right. See, so if we do if there's another Seinfeld season, I'm going to recommend that to Larry and Jerry. Let's have an episode called The Push-Up.
Yes.
So more to come on that. Thank you all for listening to Successful Living with Jenna and Bill. We say hi to Jenna. We'll see her next time on the show. And simply go to pnrcreative.com, Google PNR Creative. That way, Jenna, her company, will help you tell your story to the masses. That's right, PNR Creative, Jenna Jackson. Thanks for listening. My website's radiobill.net. We'll see you next week on Successful Living. Stay with us. Tell your friends. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
At P&R Creative, your story is our motivation. We want to tell your story in a way that resonates with your target market, whether that be your employees, your investors, potential customers, or a global television and film audience. Reach out to us through our website, prcreativegroup.com. That's prcreativegroup.com, or call us at 832-553-6208. 832-553-6208. Reach out to us.